Welcome to the Purple Party, known as Purple Nerd Channel, home for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. At the end of the Parade tour in the fall of 1986, Prince disbanded the Revolution and abandoned their next album, Dream Factory, as Prince wanted to go somewhere different musically as well as creatively. So he went and revisited a recording technique that he had done with engineer Susan Rogers on songs like Erotic City, recorded in 1984. Every time I comb my hair, thoughts of you get in my eyes. And Love or Money, recorded in 1985. Free now. If you want to be with me now. Where using a pitch shifter,
Prince was able to alter his voice.
This new altered voice got a name and became a new alter ego for Prince, the name being Camille. Prince's plan was to record and release an entire album under the name of his new character, Camille, with no mention of himself tied to the project. After less than a month of recording, Prince had accumulated 10 songs, with 8 of them making the album. And this simply wasn't like an idea or like a concept anymore, as Prince had turned the album into Warner Brothers on November 5th, 1986. And it even got assigned a catalog number of 925543, with Warner Brothers planning to release it in January of 1987, and Shockadelica was set up to be the first single. Several LPs were manufactured and released for promotional purposes, including only a sleeve with some artwork by Prince, as the official cover was still getting some final touches. These LPs were long thought to not actually exist, until one popped up on auction in 2016, selling for almost $60,000, and since then, other LPs have shown up on online auctions. Weeks before its release, the project was canceled. Some direct the blame right to Warner Brothers, saying that they got cold feet about releasing a Prince project without Prince's actual name or likeness attached to it. There are other stories out there that say it's actually Prince's decision for the cancellation, which, who knows, maybe he didn't think that the album didn't sound enough not like him, and because of this, it would throw off the whole concept of the project. But after its cancellation, Prince would go start on Crystal Ball, incorporating a lot of the songs from Camille. As we all know, Crystal Ball would eventually become Sign of the Times, which featured songs credited to Camille, some of those being from this abandoned project. So let's jump into the self-titled debut of Camille. We open up with Rebirth of the Flesh. Your flesh, the dark desires and urges that are built in you, are reborn on this song, as musically, there are no rules or restrictions when it comes to Camille, as you can play your music however you want in any flow that you like and or style. Some say the title is a play on the album by Miles Davis, Birth of the Cool. This was actually the last song from this project to find a home on an album, as it wasn't included on anything until 2020's Sign of the Times Super Deluxe Edition. The version that's on that collection is actually longer than the Camille version by about 20 seconds, as it includes additional dialogue at the end of the song. Next is Housequake. I'm popping down. Housequake. There's a brand new groove going round. This song would find its home on Sign of the Times, released in 1987. This is the party song of all party songs. But I gotta be honest though, I think the live version from the Sign of the Times concert movie is like way better than the studio cut of this, and is superior in like every way. Next is Strange Relationship. This is one of the older songs from this collection, as Prince recorded originally in 1983 and reworked it with Lisa and Wendy in 1985 and 1986. The latter version finding its home on Sign of the Times from 1987. The 85 version, which was meant for Dream Factory, remains unreleased, as well as the complete 1983 version. I say complete because there was like a piano snippet of it on piano and a microphone 1983. The song has standout lyrics like, "But I didn't like the way you were, I had to make you mine." As Prince describes, dare I say, a very unhealthy relationship. Next is Feel You Up. Come on, baby, come on. Let me feel you up. Let me touch your body. recorded by Prince in 1981, making it the oldest song on this project, was reworked with Eric Leeds and Atlanta Bliss in 1985 and again in 1986 for this project. It was left in the vault until 1989 when it became the B-side for the Batman single Party Man. Somewhat obsessive in its message, Prince tells the lady that he's had his eye on her for a really long time and he simply just wants the opportunity to touch her body. There's actually a longer version of this song that still remains unreleased to this day. Up next is Shockadelica.
She got your mind, body, and soul, yes, Shockadelica.
As I mentioned before, this was actually supposed to be the first single for this project. Prince wrote the song after hearing that Jesse Johnson's next upcoming album was going to be called Shockadelica. Prince thought it was a great title and was shocked, no pun intended, that there wasn't actually a title track on the album. So as a joke, Prince created a song and recorded called Shockadelica with Jill Jones on background and sent the cassette of it to Jesse. And to keep the joke going, Prince sent the song to local Minneapolis radio station KMOJ a week before Jesse's album actually dropped to give the illusion that Jesse stole the idea from Prince. But in the end, this song is awesome, and Jesse Johnson's entire album, Shockadelica, is awesome as well. In the song, Prince speaks of a woman who puts a spell on every man she meets, and it's implied literally in the song. The song was officially released in 1987 as a B-side to the Sign the Times single, If I Was Your Girlfriend. Just like the last song, there's a longer version of this song that still remains in the vault. Next is Good Love. This is a song dedicated to a lady that gives Prince that good love, and you know what I'm talking about. This song would find its home not on a Prince album, but on the soundtrack to the 1988 film Bright Lights Big City starring Michael J. Fox. A slightly shorter version of this song would find its home on Prince's Crystal Ball collection from 1998. Next is If I Was Your Girlfriend.
Do all the things that only a best friend can.
This is an amazing song with one of the greatest opening lines to any song ever.
If I was your girlfriend, you could tell me all of the things you forgot when I was your man.
Finding its home on 1987's Sign the Times, and just like Housequake that I mentioned before, the Sign the Times concert film version of this song is just way better than the studio cut in like every way possible, and not just because Prince is wearing a puffy white coat.
I mean, we got your clothes before we go out. Not that you're helpless.
We close out with Rock Hard in a Funky Place.
It's written all over your face. Just a rock hard in a funky place.
This song is built off of a song that Eric Leeds did called Pacemaker. The song explores the embarrassment of being in certain situations where you get a little snug in the pants, if you know what I'm saying. Even Prince makes fun of himself for ending the album with this song at the end of the song, something he repeats again on the Black Album as he closed out the Black Album with this same track, as the Black Album was originally planned to be released after 1987's Sign the Times, before being canceled by Prince, only for Warner Brothers to release it in 1994. Hearing this album in its entirety and in its original sequencing makes for a really unique experience that leaves me understanding exactly where Prince was trying to go and why he decided to allegedly not go there as well. In March of 2022, Third Man Records, owned by Jack White of the White Stripes, announced that they had acquired the rights to release the album Camille. But since this announcement, no more news or any other announcements about the release of the project have been spoken of at all. And it's not even listed as a future release on the record label's website. But I do remember though when this was announced that it was met with unfavorable responses from most. As with the release of 2020's Super Deluxe edition of Sign the Times, which included Rebirth of the Flesh, all the Camille tracks had been officially released, and it seemed to most consumers that they were more than happy of just creating their own playlist in order to get the Camille album. But I, of course, was not part of the majority because I was actually excited to hear that we would be getting an official release of the Camille album. But That was also based on the fact that it would include all the songs remastered, the original finished artwork for the cover, and this is the big one, not only do we have all the Camille tracks, but all the Camille tracks without the Camille voice. Meaning that I want to hear the songs without the pitch shifting effect on it. I want to hear Prince's original vocals. Because that's what I wanted on the Super Deluxe edition of Sign of the Times, and I didn't get it. So I want it this way then. Thank you for joining me on the episode. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe to the channel. And if you got a moment, check out my Patreon page. Links to all that are down below. I will see you on the next episode where I explore Prince's dark alter ego, Spooky Electric. And until that next episode, I wish you heaven.